People who sleep naked, when has it backfired? I used to sleep naked. Now I own a cat. Those two overlapped for only a week. Yeah, morning wood and cats don't mix, one time they attack it and you'll sleep with shorts on after that. Penis equals scratching post for cats. This has happened to me before, but both cats decided that that would be a good wake-up call. I had a closet-sized single dorm room and people would always pull the fire alarm in the middle of the night and we'd all have to go outside. One time I was so drowsy I just walked out instinctively and halfway down the hall I raced back. Thankfully this was an old building so I didn't get locked out of the room. Either I'll burn or I'll make it out alive, but I'm going to wear pants. When my little cousin, who is a male, pulled my blankets off to wake me up. He was not expecting his oldest female cousin to be completely nude. That was a very awkward moment. It was at that moment Timmy didn't like Legos anymore. Not me but an old friend's father. They own a cabin in Northern California out in the wilderness and go up a time or two every year. One night, her dad decides to sleep outside on the porch in a sleeping bag, of course in the nude. While he's sleeping, a bear sneaks up to the porch and grabs one of their coolers. This wakes him up and he sees a small bear trundling away with their stuff. This 6 feet 3 inches large, naked man gets out of his sleeping bag and begins chasing the bear while screaming at the top of his lungs. This scares the poor little bear so he drops the cooler and hightails it. They still have the cooler to this day, complete with teeth marks. I don't know if I would call it backfired, but, when the suicidal girl that's staying the night at your brother's house because they're watching this girl for suicide reasons, wakes you up in the middle of the night and is sitting right on top of you telling you that you have to talk her down right then and there or she's going to kill herself in front of you. Yeah, you would probably just rather be clothed for that encounter. A few years ago, I was working a night shift and had just returned home at 7 a.m. I was so tired that I didn't close the front door properly. After I activated the house alarm, I went to my room and undressed myself and went to bed. I wake up to the alarm blaring and I look around my room as I hear yelling. I see there are 2 female cops in the house with their guns out and one of them was pointing it at me. I'm half asleep and not really understanding what was going on. The officer asked if I lived here, to which I said yes. Then she ordered me to show her my ID. My ID, which was in my wallet, was on my dresser. I pointed her to where my wallet was. She ordered me to show it to her, and I said I couldn't get up because I was naked under my blanket. So, while still pointing her gun at me, she opened up my wallet. After that, the cops left and, after securing the front door properly, I went back to sleep. I was in middle school and had been sleeping naked under the covers for years while my parents would come in and wake me up. Somehow, my body always managed to stay the blanket by the time morning rolled around, so I was never worried about someone coming in the morning only to see my bare self exposed. Well, one Saturday, I was sleeping in and there was some event that my parents wanted to go to along with my older sister and me. They asked her to go in and wake me so that I could get ready. My several years long streak of successfully being hidden by the blanket ended that day as my bare ass was exposed to the door of my bedroom. I woke up to the sound of my sister screaming at the top of her lungs shouting, Why do you sleep naked?" I just remember thinking, I can't believe that after all that time of people coming into my room and waking me up with me being under the blanket, the one time I wasn't full under was the one time my sister came in. When I was about 13 or 14, I used to sleep naked, until I started to sleepwalk a lot. Never slept naked ever again. Edit, sorry for what you had to see, Mom. Damn, I didn't get that brave until I turned like 17 or 18 when I started drinking and was always too hot at night with clothes. I was young, like 12, and had just hit puberty. I had slept naked my whole life and it didn't change. One day, super hot babysitter that I didn't know was gonna work, tries waking me up, which was hard because I was a really heavy sleeper. I woke up right as she pulled the covers off me to behold my 12-year-old rock-hard morning wood cock.